Hey, what's up guys? Tony here, and welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Tony. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about E3. So yesterday was the first day of E3, and pretty much think it's safe to say after the first day that Sony has won E3. The console war has been settled, first shots were fired, and the first casualty is Xbox One. I think it's sad. I'll be honest. I'm going to be upfront and say that it's sad, and I'll explain why later. But right now, I personally think Xbox One is the first casualty. PlayStation 4 Sony has won E3. And it looks like from the tweets that I've been reading, there's a lot of people that are on the Xbox side of things who feel the same way. And you who are watching this video, you might not agree with me. But when you look at Sony versus the PS4 versus the Xbox One, you look at the value. I mean, the PlayStation's $100 less. You know, it allows you to buy and sell used games. It allows you to do things that the community was sort of up in arms about when Microsoft said that they will not allow you to buy and sell games. Your games are either on your system, or if you give them to someone else, they're on their system. There's no sharing of games. There's no free sharing of this intellectual property, and that's kind of what they're getting at. So there's a lot of people that just think that's dumb. And then there's also the argument that you have to be online all the time. There's the Kinect that has to be integrated always with it. And could you imagine, like, what if your Kinect broke and then your Xbox won't work because your stupid Kinect is broken, and you might not even use the Kinect ever, but it's required and it just doesn't work. So it's things like that. And it's also the online all the time thing that people are annoyed by. And I'm not particularly annoyed by it because, I mean, I saw some tweets from some of my friends, and they're like, hey, look, my internet is on all the time. You know, my PlayStation, my computer, my Xbox, etc. Whatever you've got, your phone, it's online all the time. So forcing it to be online all the time is not really that big of a deal because you're already online all the time. But there are certain situations where this happened to Scanner not too long ago, where his internet went down for like 8 hours. And so if he wanted to game, you know, if like in that time period, if he was just like, you know what, I can't get online, the guys are coming to fix my internet, I want to just knock out some single player stuff or whatever, you know, and he wanted to play Tomb Raider or whatever, and he jumped on his Xbox One, and it's just like, you can't play this game because you're not connected to the internet. Sorry, don't know what to say. You know, it's those situations, they're very rare, and these are definitely first world problems for sure, but those things are annoying to a consumer base. And those are the things that I think Sony addressed, and they made sure that they saw the backlash from Microsoft. And I think, honestly, if we just take a quick tangent here, I think, honestly, digital downloads are going to be the wave of the future. I mean, it's already happening on Steam. So the PC world has already seen this, and it's not really that big of a deal. But I think eventually Sony will roll that way. And I think that the used game market will one day cease to exist. But right now, Sony is doing something very smart, and they are capitalizing on the negativity that is sort of brewing from Microsoft's choice to disallow their system to be incorporated into the used game market. Basically, what I want to know is a couple things. Like, who do you think is sort of the victor of E3? I mean, the E3 still got a couple more days left of it. I think it's like a 4-day conference or a 4-day event. But going on based on the first day, it's like, for me, Sony is a clear winner. I mean, they are so far ahead of Microsoft right now. It makes me wonder, and this is what I want to know from you guys as I wrap up this commentary, should Microsoft go into damage control mode, or should they just ride this out? This is their choice, and they're just going to ride it out. I personally think what they should do is go into damage control mode. They need to go into damage control mode, and I think more than anything else, like, they can keep their Kinect, they can keep their always online stuff, but what they need to do is they need to incorporate used games into their system. That's what I think that they should do, and what I think they're going to do is absolutely nothing. They're going to stay their course because that's their business plan, and they're going to ride out the storm and see what happens on the other side. So anyways, just to pretty much wrap it up again, I just want to know, what do you think they should do? Should Microsoft go into damage control mode, or do you think they're just going to sleep in this bed that they've made? So I got totally lost in my train of thought, and I forgot to mention why I'd be sad if the Xbox One failed or was a failure. And that's just simply because if the Xbox One is an utter failure, then Sony will own a monopoly of the gaming market, of the console market, and there will be nobody who can compete with them. And so basically what we have seen throughout human history is that when there's no competition, there's nothing to stimulate growth, laziness ensues. And so instead of a place where, you know, Microsoft and Sony are constantly challenging each other to and one-upping each other for a larger share of the market, basically, there would be nothing. There would be no reason for it because Sony would own the market. So that's really it. That boils down to just the simple fact that without competition in the market, it usually becomes static. There's no growth, there's no innovation, there's just nothing. It's just what you see is what you get, and that's it. You know, we have to wait around for someone to reinvent the wheel, as it were. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I shall talk to you guys later.
Minutes 5.243.